Instagram Talks is where bold people and the wild at heart come to get real, dig deep, and grow. From nature-infused interviews to candid solo chats, embrace the episodes full of cheeky adventure with a splash of grounded wisdom. Let's go. All right, I'm doing another episode in the same location because it's nice and cool and breezy and there's no bugs. Actually, there's a couple, but it's okay. So this one, this is going to be a bit of a teaser episode, but so with Insight Timer, if you've listened to some of my other episodes, you'll know that I host weekly lives, and I'm going to do 3 this upcoming week, but I always do one that is about, am I ready for a relationship? And I love the topic. There's always a big group of people who show up and we have great conversation. And one of the big questions that I always ask is, how do people meet other people? And I'm talking about in romantic, like if someone's looking to date or someone's looking for a relationship, how do people meet now? Like, I don't do dating apps, and so we always have a little bit of a discussion around that. So I thought I'm going to carry this over, which I know I've done a topic on it before, but there's a fun cliffhanger at the end. It's so funny. Okay, so actually, and this ties in a conversation that I had in a car ride on the way to like a women's business group, like a mastermind group. So we were talking, all 3 ladies are single who were on this drive, and so we had a similar conversation. So kind of consensus through my lives and through that conversation is that some people are like, okay, dating apps, maybe. Majority are like, no flipping way. There's a bunch of crazies on there. It doesn't pan out, blah, blah, blah. So we have talked about different avenues. So meeting someone through your friends or family, that's hit or miss as well, because I know I've been set up several times and yeah, those didn't pan out. And I've set people up actually, and they're still together. So that, whatever. There's also like a feeling of obligation if your friends or someone sets you up, because you're like, okay, crap, well, maybe I guess I'll go because they're whatever, a friend and I trust them. So you'll go. But some other ways to meet. So I always give suggestions, like join a sports team. There's all that stuff. You can go out, do what your hobbies, basically. If you like wineries, you go to a winery, do the things that you enjoy, and in hopes that you would meet someone. Grocery store, that was a big one that the ladies on last week's live, we were just like, okay, can't we just meet someone at the grocery store? Like, it's a nice place, everybody's got to go there. And then finally the topic of speed dating events came up. And so my friend Sue and I actually, they were really cool. This was a few years ago. We had a meetup group where we hosted online events, and we thought, let's do a speed dating event in person at a park. We did it in Oakville or Burlington, one of the two, just kind of a park down by the water, and it was fun. So we had icebreaker games where you'd have to like throw a ball and name a body part. It was so fun. People didn't know each other, so everybody who came, they didn't know each other. So we had all these fun icebreaker games, and then we had cool and interactive opportunities for people to connect. And my favorite one was, so in a traditional speed dating, I've never actually attended one. So in a traditional speed dating, it's like you match up and sit, I think, at a table and have a conversation with that person for a few minutes or 5 minutes or something like that. And then you move on to another table, another person, have a conversation, whatever. So we made it so that we were all walking together in partners along the water. So it was like this beautiful trail, and we're walking along, and then one of us, I think it was me, I was timing it, and I'd be like, okay, switch. So the one line would move one person forward, the first person would come around to the end, and you'd be matched up with a new person, and you get to chit chat. So we had questions that we suggested. We would give a topic and be like, travel, talk about travel, just to kind of give people, because sometimes if people are really introverted, it's hard. So anyways, and then we had, I can't remember what else we did, but I remember we were sitting in a circle at one point, and I think we were asking questions, just fun questions. And yeah, so that was the extent of that. I've always wanted to do a speed dating event because I love people watching. I love human behavior. I love watching shows like Love is Blind, Survivor. I just love human behavior and observing. Like, I'm in my glory. Oh my gosh. I remember when we were teenagers, we used to go, I think it's Yonge and Queen, where the Eaton Center is. There are characters aplenty there. So we would just go and sit there and watch people downtown, because we were from the suburbs, right? We were from this completely waspy town of farmers and stuff. So we went down and just watched like all these different people of different cultures, and it was just amazing. And then there were like whatever, just weird people, but then there were buskers, and it was just, I love it. I love it, love it, love it. So in the name of observation and perhaps meeting a partner, who knows? So the car ride, when I was going to the, what's it called? Mastermind meeting, we were like, we should do a speed dating. And the other two girls, like, the three of us are like, oh my gosh, that would be so much fun, because we would go together and have the chit chat before, and then we would have the debrief chat on the way back. So anyways, I looked some up as we were driving, and I found one that's close. So we're going the second week, I think, of July. I'm not going to tell you guys where or the exact date, because I don't want anybody spying. So we're going to go, and yeah, it's going to be interesting. So apparently they have icebreakers that they plan as well. And so it says, I don't know, I think it was like minimum 5 people, maximum 8 people that you get to chat with. And then you have a scorecard at the end. And I guess that's if you are interested in someone or something, I don't know. And then I guess they tally them, and if you match, they'll connect you after the fact. But then there's a mingle, like you can have, I think there's what are they called, appetizers and whatnot, and it's at like a really nice, I like the place. I've always actually wanted to go to this restaurant, not telling you where. And yeah, so far the two of us have tickets. The third was checking the date, so we'll see, but at least the two of us are going, and I am totally gonna do an episode on that whole experience. And man, yeah, so fun. If I have like a follow-up date or anything, I will totally do an episode. I remember, I think it was, I'm trying to think of when it was, but one of the, I don't know, anyways, the girls when I used to play volleyball, I was single and I was using the dating apps at the time, and I was like, oh man, it is just a nightmare. So they thought it would be a great idea if I recorded the dates somehow, like, you know, hidden camera or something. So could you imagine how much fun that would be? I mean, it may not be fun for that person, but so this is kind of close to it, that I'm going to give you guys insider scoop and I'm going to report back. But stay tuned and let me know. I love hearing. So always like write a comment, whatever platform you're listening to this on, or shoot me a message or something and let me know your take on speed dating events or anything else. Like how you meet people. How do you know? Anyways, okay, wrapping it up. I think this is going to be a fun one. But yeah, you've got to wait about a month. Sorry, you gotta wait about a month till I go to that event. And yeah, but I'm guaranteed there'll be a story, because it's me. There's always something random that happens. So yeah, thanks for listening. Catch you next time. Thanks for tagging along on our latest adventure. Remember to subscribe to Tam Talks on your favorite platform to be notified every Monday and Friday when new episodes drop. Find Tam Talks on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, iHeartradio, and more. Feeling generous? Leave a review. This will help Tam Talks to gain more exposure. Thank you, and peace out.